Do you think people should be concerned that the president posted somewhat of an incoherent tweet last night?
No.
Why did it stay up so long? Is no one watching this?
No, I think the president and a small group of people know exactly what he meant.
Unlike news organizations, social media has no editors and limited internal means of judging the integrity of the information that it spreads. It is simply a digital platform.
The fundamental difference of editing is playing out in the way traditional media and social media are interacting with one another. For example, Facebook launched an entity called Facebook Live, which allowed any individual essentially to become a television producer.
We've seen social media taken over by groups like ISIS and who use it quite effectively. We've seen authoritarian regimes take social media and use it to great effect to spread false information.
Social media platforms seek to maximize the amount of time users are engaged. People tend to spend more time consuming information they agree with.
Social media is more vulnerable to what we call cognitive bias. We know that part of human evolution, the way our brains are wired, includes an emotional preference to receive information that confirms beliefs we already hold. We're inclined to filter out information that's disagreeable or facts that contradict beliefs we already hold.
They want people to stay on social media platform, and so it behooves people to keep seeing that their friends say things that they like, and they click on it, they like it, and they stay on longer and longer.
Time spent on a platform translates to ad-driven revenue for the company, a core component of what has been called the attention economy.
Ultimately, it's about money, and money typically translates into viewership. Viewership matters, but at a certain level, we don't matter. We, the people, don't matter. We're just consumers to be sold to someone else.
Social media companies were initially way too cavalier about the role they played. They created an incentive for people to fabricate news and then spread it by providing them with advertising revenue for pieces that had the most clicks.
Maybe people like Mark Zuckerberg and others share blame, maybe a lot of blame, for tweaking the algorithms in such a way that their stock prices go up and my ability to just see a diverse representation of information, has flatlined. It's not all Facebook's fault. It's my fault too.
Social media users are more likely to linger when they see items that echo their own tastes, interests, and political points of view.
Where the media once thought they were in business to challenge people's prejudices, to give them independent information that made them question what they thought, people seem to want to be reinforced in their beliefs. They want you to say on MSNBC or Fox News, what you think about the world is right. The people you think are good guys, they're really good. The people you think are terrible, they're really terrible.
What starts out as just being a familiar, comfortable set of articles that you think that you'll enjoy reading becomes the places that you never leave. And so I think social media has made it easier for us to be in that echo chamber.
In the U.S., some blame social media for the increasingly polarized political atmosphere felt throughout the country.
According to the Pew Research study that looked at the 2016 election, 60% of us believe that the primary way we're getting our news is through our Facebook feed.
Social media shares some of the blame for polarization in the country, but there are other factors. Americans have been sorting themselves into like-minded communities for decades now. In the last 20 years, the number of counties in the United States where the presidential election is decided in a landslide, whether for the Republicans or the Democrats, has doubled.
People on social media who are neutral, who are willing to criticize both sides, who try to tell it like it is. There are, of course, people on social media, as is their right, to be ultra-partisan. It's not a question of the technology or the media, it's a question of the person. Whether that person was in charge of a pamphlet, a radio station, a TV station, a Twitter account, or NBC News. It still is the person, it's not the technology.